For decades, software engineering meant memorizing syntax and writing logic line by line. But the modern development landscape demands speed and scale that manual typing cannot match. Enter the Vibe Coder. This is a developer who acts as an architect. They understand system logic and code structure, reading code better than they write it from scratch, but they rely on AI to execute the actual programming. Generating a single function or snippet of code is trivial, but when you try to build an interconnected, multi-file application using basic prompts, the system breaks down. The AI loses context across files, hallucinates variables, and causes critical logic failures. Relying on raw AI prompts without a rigid framework scales chaos, making complex development impossible. That is why the Gemini Code Assistant Master Guide was created. Think of it as an architectural operating system designed to discipline the AI. It starts with custom instructions. By installing specific rules for how the AI communicates, enforces TypeScript type safety, and handles Shopify-specific API logic, you establish a mandatory baseline protocol. The AI is forced to explain its logic, audit its own function signatures, and handle edge cases before it ever presents a line of code. This foundational protocol ensures every generation respects the structural constraints of your specific production environment. Even with strict instructions, AI-generated software will inevitably break. When you are dealing with interconnected React components, backend services, and constant files, bugs happen. This chart shows a standard application architecture, and it highlights a common problem: silent failures. A user clicks a button and the data stops dead. To fix this, you use the data flow trace protocol. Instead of asking the AI to guess what's wrong, you feed it the specific parameter and the files involved. You command it to trace the data's complete path, starting from where the user inputs it in the UI component, how it passes through the service layer, and where it finally arrives in the API payload. The framework forces the AI to automatically audit the exact points where data usually drops. It checks for stale React hook dependencies, where a component fails to update its state, and TypeScript interface mismatches, ensuring the data types align perfectly across all files. Mastering cross-file tracing transforms catastrophic app-breaking bugs into isolated, highly manageable logic fixes. The challenge scales up when your application has to talk to live external ecosystems, like the Shopify Admin API. Connecting a browser-based app to Shopify requires strict parameters. The framework dictates exact error handling for rate limits and mandates a cross-origin resource sharing, or CORS, proxy setup. This proxy acts as a necessary bridge between your browser and the API, and the rules ensure you always have a fallback protocol if that proxy fails. When you move into AI image generation, the rules change again. If you are generating marketing visuals for a specific item, the challenge is maintaining the core identity of the product, like its shape and logo, while only transforming the aesthetic style around it. This diagram shows the art style flow rule in action. It forces the AI to trace two distinct elements: the user-selected art style modifier and the base 64 code, the text-based encoding of your product reference image. It verifies that the style selection moves properly through the user interface state and injects directly into the final outbound prompt alongside the product data. Applying strict architectural constraints to API interactions allows you to manipulate complex external environments with consistent results. Once the diagnostic engine is running, we move to the execution layer. The master guide includes an arsenal of one-prompt Shopify store tools. These prompts map out entire micro-applications. The SEO metadata generator, for example, is a single, highly structured command. It instructs the AI to ingest your product logic and automatically output perfectly constrained title tags, descriptions, and the structured schema markup needed for search engines. The social media caption builder takes one core message and simultaneously adapts it to 5 platforms, outputting exact character counts and hashtag densities. Scaling further, the content calendar generator extrapolates upcoming product drops into a balanced strategy across a 30-day timeline. Utilizing this architectural framework shifts your focus from managing isolated code fragments to deploying complete micro-applications in a fraction of the usual time. Building software with AI is a distinct skill. It requires transitioning from an amateur typing casual requests into a chat box into an AI software architect capable of managing deeply complex systems. Production-ready software requires a rigorous structural foundation to survive the logic gaps inherent in AI-generated code. Stop struggling with broken snippets and endless debugging loops. Head to the free academy now to claim your complete edition master guide and start building with precision today.